Well, FA Cup, Liverpool, they don't get much bigger than that at any level really. Just first of all, just tell us a little bit about how you feel about the fixture and what it means to the team to be at this stage and playing the opposition that they are.
Really excited, and when we look back to the first round when we played Chesterfield, that probably does feel quite a while ago now. But the journey that the lads have come on so far, not just the FA Youth Cup, throughout the season, we're really proud of where we're at so far as a staff group, as a team. The players are working extremely hard, on a daily basis, and full credit to them and full credit to all the staff as well, because where we've come in a short period of time is really exciting, and the club are proud of where we're at currently, but we're only halfway through the season. Next Wednesday against Liverpool it's an exciting night for everybody. It's an exciting night for the players to get out there and go and see where they're at now against some of the best players in the country, and it's a chance for the staff team as well to come together, and so it's just a real all-round good evening for everybody. And for myself, as the head of the academy, I'm really, really proud of every single player and every single member of staff that's been a part of the journey so far.
You played against Hull here. You had a fairly decent crowd that night. What are you hoping for in terms of the turnout against Liverpool? Because no disrespect to Hull, it is Liverpool. People at whatever level will come and watch them, as well as your team. Yeah,
and we're hoping that the local community do come out and support the lads. And the club have really, really pushed this fixture in the sense of we want the local school children, we want the local community, we want the season ticket holders, we want the fans, we want the parents of all the players, as well as the whole academy, to come out and support the boys, because I think they deserve that. And for me, it's a club which is joined up right from the board all the way down, and everybody's going to be there supporting the players on the evening, hopefully. And like you say, it's a more local fixture. We had a brilliant night against Hull. The whole academy were present. The players were there, the families were there, and that just shows the culture that we've got at the football club, in that it's an all-in approach, and we want the lads to do really, really well, because it's not just about the under-18s on Wednesday against Liverpool. It's about the whole academy and the club. And that comes from Carol and Kevin and their backing and their support that they've provided, to the academy. And we're all really, really grateful for that. And it's now a case of trying to put an evening on, which is a celebration. And when I say that, I don't mean it's the fact that we're just going to turn up and have a good evening and enjoy the occasion. Of course we are, but we're going to, I guess, see where we're at against a real top academy in the country. But we do want everybody to try and come down and support the players, the best they can.
What difference does it make to a young player's development when they are playing in front of a crowd and they will learn that aspect of the game that I guess you can't coach in them? The fact how they react to being in front of a crowd that may be supportive, and when they're later in their career may not be supportive. How does that play into their development?
It's a different part of the development, and what we want to try and replicate in the FA Youth Cup game is, we're not going to get a crowd similar to the first team, obviously not, but we want to try and replicate an evening where there is a bit of noise coming from the stand, as there was from the last round with the youngsters, the schoolboys. They're all singing the songs and chanting all the way through the game. They were unbelievable, and we want that again. We want to try and replicate that, because it is a part of the game. It's a part of the players being able to cope with that. And some of the players have been out on loan already this season. Festus has just been out to Hanley Town. I went to watch him on Monday playing against Colne for Hanley, and there's a few hundred people there, and it does play a part in dealing with a crowd, supporters for the club that you're playing for, and supporters that you're playing against as well. And James Plant has experienced it at Nantwich Town. Ruben Perry's been out to All Sages, so players are getting used to playing in front of a crowd, and it is something that they've got to deal with, and it's a big part of the occasion on Wednesday night against Liverpool.
You've talked about some of the players. Talk about the guys who are in charge of the team, in Matty Down and Scott Rusco. Just tell us a bit about them, because not many people might know what their roles have been. They might know their background, but how closely have they worked with that team to get them to the level that they're at now?
What you saw on the pitch against Hull is the hard work of the staff every single day, and the staff team as a whole is brand new. And my job now is trying to continue to keep galvanising the team. But the individuals that have been brought into the academy are doing a brilliant job, and that goes for Scott and it goes for Matt as well. And it doesn't stop there either. It goes to Christos, who's the lead physio, who's been filling in his strength and conditioning aspect as well, because we lost our strength and conditioning coach earlier on in the season. So Christos has been working on a dual role, and we're currently looking at filling that. But the staff team have done unbelievable. Where we're actually at now, I'm really, really proud of, because did I expect us to get to this stage probably this season? Maybe not. But when I look at the progression from where we were in July to where we are now, that comes down to the players, and it comes down to Scott, and it comes down to Matt and the rest of the staff team as well. And again, I mentioned Miles Cooper, Danny Lloyd, and Alex Walker, who were a part of that team. Dan Wakeham and Steve Leyland as well, who work in the analyst department. What Dave Flitcroft said to us and the manager after the whole game was that you could see a real joined up approach. It wasn't just a case of there's two coaches stood in the technical area and that's that. Everybody had a specific role, and we try and replicate the best we can to a first team environment. And what I have got to say is full credit to the players as well, because they are absolutely working the socks off on a daily basis. Hence why we've had 4 debuts. Hence why we get players training up with the gaffer and the first team on a regular basis. And that comes down to nothing but hard work and progression.
Just explain to us then the backing and the interest, if you like, from the owners, who obviously take an interest in every aspect of the club. Not only them, but Dave Flitcroft, Darryl Clark, and the roles that they've played in helping to develop the younger players, because ultimately you're looking at those players maturing into playing for them at some stage.
Mm-hmm. As I mentioned earlier, the club is unique in itself, and I hear this a lot, our club's unique, but our club do live and breathe it, in that the joined up approach is something that I'm experiencing, which I've not experienced anywhere else, in that it is all in, it's together. The manager, Cross, Dunny, and the first team staff, we have dialogue on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and initially that was probably with myself. Now that's more with Scott, and it's more with Matt, and it's more with Christos with the medical team, and that joined up approach is evidence of what's going on the pitch. The feedback from the gaffer, the feedback from Cross and Dunny and Flicker after the whole game was, what a performance. We can see a method in what's going on. We can see the style with and without the ball, and that's now replicated in the first team. And that makes me proud. That makes the whole staff team, it gives everybody a buzz, it pushes us on. And that's not just lip service. That was, real honest feedback. Dave went in the changing room after the game against Hull, and he went round individually, and and he's saying to the players, what a performance. And that's what we want again. Whether we get through to the next round, whether this is the end of the journey against Liverpool, I know the players will give everything, and the staff team will prep them in the best way that they can. And up to this point, they've done really, really well, and it's just a great opportunity for everybody just to go out there and see where we're at against one of the top Cat 1 academies in the country.
And lastly then, this is all just good life experience for them. Win or lose, really. This is a bunch of lads who've gone on a little journey together. Whatever happens, they will have learned not only as footballers, but as people, and created a bond with themselves, and also, hopefully, with the supporters as well, whoever comes along on the night. So it must just be good for them as people rather than just footballers.
100%, and that's what we're huge on at the club, is that we're developing them as people. And I guess one of the best compliments that we could have received academy-wise was Andy Crosby spoke to me just before the Christmas break. And I won't name the player, but his feedback was, what a transformation in 12 months. In that he's been up and trained with the first team twice just before the Christmas break. He said his performance was really, really good. He went, but what a transformation as a lad around the building, and now how he is. And he said full credit to absolutely everybody in the academy around the person element, and that's what we're big on. We want players to leave the football club, whatever stage their journey ends with us, we want them to go away and be a better person, as well as obviously a better player. And again, like I said earlier on, that is a case of us living and breathing that, and you know, that comment from Cros and that feedback from Cros has been relayed to all the staff, and that's something which is pivotal in the journey of all the players. And you know, our job now is to try and give them the best education that we can, both on and off the pitch, so that when they leave the football club, they've had an absolute unbelievable time with us, and they've developed both, like I say, as a person and a player.
Will, obviously, as you say, it's 10 years since Vale reached this particular stage in more ways than one. So it is really, I suppose, in many, many ways, something that the fans, everybody will be looking forward to, because they've not experienced for that amount of time. And that's a big factor, isn't it, really, as you go into this game?
I guess that shows the progress that we've made over the last 12 to 14 months, in that this is my first full season at the club in the academy, and it shows the progression that we've made in a short period of time. I know last season I think I'd only been in the building a couple of weeks, and we went to Walsall and won on penalties, and we went to Salford and we got beaten extra time. Now this season we've managed to put we've managed to get the results, but I think we've also managed to get some good performances in there as well. And the first game, I would say, against Chesterfield was probably a little bit more shaky, as you tend to get in the first round of the FA Youth Cup. And I think we were very composed and deserved the win against Salford. And I think it was a top performance against Hull, which obviously brings us to this stage now. 10 years since we've reached this round. I'm hoping we can get through